Morning traders. Still using the Bill Williams theory and looking at the Aussie, the South African top 40. So this is still not something that I want to get involved in right now. There's just so many tails here, too much barbed wire, so much indecision. Really not something that I'm looking at the moment. And looking at the global markets right now, Rand dollar 13.94, so that's 10 cents stronger than what it was yesterday. 10 cents is down another percent at the moment. And we had the US markets falling off quite a bit yesterday. So I suspect we're going to get a gap down today. But, do we get a gap down and then another attempt to go higher? I don't know. So I think the critical aspect here seems to be that this level, or should I say this zone here, and I've got no reference point to the left to line up with the zone. So I'm kind of in three minds as to what's actually going on with this thing right now. Let's just start looking at the 4 hour. And you can see all these tails to the top and tails to the bottom. That just tells you that it is extremely indecisive at the moment. We've had this breakout of this consolidation pattern here, and then immediately gap back underneath it, and we sort of closed below the breakout line, which is this level here of 48. 48,380, I think it is. Or was it 48,180? Sorry guys, the line is, 48,180. A little bit small for my eyes as well. I think the only thing that is comforting if you're sitting long is the fact that we're staying above the alligator. So, technically the trend is up, even though it's not moving very fast or very far. I suspect a gap down, another gap down today. But, do we get buyers back in again to drive it to the upside? I don't know. I'd like to see some kind of direction which actually looks a bit better than what we're seeing at the moment. So at this stage, you should be just trading a 5 minutes. I mean, it's 3 hour, but the 1 hour is even worse. All over the place, no real direction. We have a massive gap down and then almost return back to close again. So I think you're trading against algorithms at the moment, and it's going to be extremely difficult on this because of the low volumes. It's easy for these guys to manipulate and drive it wherever they want to go. So trying to jump onto what they're doing is fairly difficult. One thing is for sure that this consolidation pattern here was a breakout, and you can see this is a retest. So your stop should be above here, and your entry would have been around here. So that's probably the only confirmation I've got that this is a breakout. The challenge is that this pattern here, target was hit and exceeded slightly. Okay, so there's nothing really to read into there. So I think for me, I see a better structure on the Dow. So I'm tending to trade more of the Dow at the moment than I am the Aussie, and today's going to be no exception. I mean, if you look at the 30 minutes, look how long we just consolidated here. So down, rally, consolidate. Okay. So I think we need to, well, me anyway, keeping my money in my pocket for this one. I'm not really interested in this. If you look at this, I expect exactly the same thing to happen today. So probably a gap down, then consolidate, or a gap down and a rally and consolidate. It's just difficult to call. There's no real levels that I can pick up that I need to trade off, and that is always a concern in my eyes. Okay, this volatility is not something that I'm interested in right now. And I mean, even if we drop down to let's just drop down to a 3 minute candle, and I'll show you what I mean. So you've got 3 minute candles. So it's moving 60 points in 3 minutes in one direction, and then moving 77 points in the other direction, and gapping all over the place. Look at these gaps. It just gaps up, gaps down, gaps up. I mean, this is just a clear picture of algorithms trading and driving this. You probably find that your levels and structure is happening off the something like the 30-second or the 1-minute chart, which makes it extremely difficult for us to trade. Okay, so in saying that, you can look at the closing range strategy here. It did play out yesterday, but you couldn't have got into it because you may have got this little climb, this little fall to the bottom. You got the breakouts. You thought it would be a retest, and it got above the alligator, and it's just hovering above the alligator. So, yeah, I suppose that is another way of looking at it, that you get a breakdown below this fractional level of 48,088. We get a close below that on the half hour, which would be the closing range strategy. You're looking for downside. What downside? I suppose the logic dictates that that is my first line of resistance, which we fell short of, and the next one will be gap close down there, which would pretty much line up. I don't want it'll break through the 200 EMA on the half hour, but that's kind of my bias is that we're looking at shorts, but I'm really not interested in this, not with these consolidation patterns like this. Rather put my money in something else. The other thing that I'm concerned about is look at the awesome oscillator. Momentum is dried up the whole day pretty much. We had a bit of a start in the morning, and the rest of the day it just dried up. Okay, so I anticipate a bit of a gap down, but then I'm anticipating more of the same. So either a gap down, then consolidate, or it's going to be gap down, rally, same as what we did here, and consolidate. So there's no structure I can see that I want to trade off. So I'm staying way, way away from this today. Okay, I can't really even give you any entries. The only advice I can give you is leave this to play itself out. Be patient. Wait for some structure. Maybe something down by this gap close. If you do see, let's go to the 12 minutes. I think, if you see something like this, bit of consolidation, bounce back, you can pick up a bit of a trade on the 12-minute. That's kind of what you're looking for. But this here, a break below this fractional is a valid entry, but what do you do with your stop? Your stop is 250 points away, which is up top here. Okay, so that's kind of the way I see it at the moment. A little slightly biased to the downside, but I'm really not interested in trading this. Okay, last thing to point out, there is a wise man number one. Okay, nice thing about this one was first attempt to the bottom, double bottom, wise man number one, and then your wise man number two. You didn't really get a wise man number two setup, but it would have been the break above this fractional, and that is this double bottom target. And I don't even think the double bottom target played out. Might be wrong. Nope, didn't play out. So there's my double bottom target, and that failed to play out. Okay, and that's always a worry for me when the structure doesn't play out. Okay, anyway guys, mixed bag of rambling for you. Sorry about that, but there's really no structure here. I think let's just close off with the ichimoku. Maybe there's something here. Okay, definitely nothing on the 12-minute. 30-minute, we are bouncing off Kijun-sen at the moment. Nothing really. We need a break above that fractional level there to even contemplate a move to the upside. 48, well, call it 48,400. That would be a move to the upside. If I look at the 1 hour, we've had a Kijun-sen crossover, which is bearish. And again, for that to play out, I want to see a break below this fractional here of 48,072. Okay, if I'm looking at the hour, inside bar, inside bar, inside bar, not quite an inside bar. This is after hours. No, it wasn't. So this was going into the close. This one was the futures market. So that's a piercing pattern there with a crossover. So from a price action perspective, more than likely to the downside. If I look at the 4-hour, trend is still up. We do have a bit of inside bar there, but nothing concrete. And if I look at the daily, we have broken through the cloud, although we are far from keeping some. So logic says to me, pull back on the daily, come and test the cloud breakout, build a base, and then look for a long. That's kind of the setup I see. But this could also be seen as a fairly large wedge here on the daily. Okay, so yeah, so sorry guys, there's nothing really that I can point to at the moment that's indicating anything of a decent trade setup. And even if I look at the 6 minutes, you look at that. I mean, this is the kind of pattern you see during a holiday. I mean, ranging, it's a 100-point range. Anyway, guys, so yeah, I'm keeping my money in my pocket. I'm not trading this, but bias is slightly to the downside, but not worth trading in my opinion anyway. Rather look at the Dow. Better set up on the Dow at the moment that I've seen, and maybe something on the Dax, but have a look at the Dax video, which I'm going to do next. Anyway, guys, stay safe. Whatever you do, keep your stops really tight, and enjoy your day. I'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.